Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Games Workshop have just dropped a really cool article about how Flesh Eater courts work. Let's check it out. That's right, Games Workshop have dropped a new article over on the WarpCon site, and it's all about the new Flesh Eater courts and how they play. So let's check this article out and have a little gander. So Nick for this game is 750 points and it's over on the Warhammer Plus. You already know my views on Warhammer Plus. I'm not a big fan of their battle reports, so we'll just skip that and we'll keep going. So there's a couple of rules. So there are a couple of rules previewed in this. So the Flesh Eater Court army has a wonderful mechanic called Noble Deeds. As minions of the army look to their lords and masters to do, so do the heroes in the force take centre stage. Heroes can earn noble points for casting spells, chanting prayers and causing wounds in combat, up to a maximum of 6 at a time, and they can use them in different ways. Now, what this is basically, it's a bit like depravity points for Slanesh. So they kind of do these things, they get them, and then you can kind of spend them. And I believe you can spend them on buffs, or you can spend them on, I believe, summoning in units. And there's another article where we can check that out very shortly. But the biggest buff is Feeding Frenzy, which is a passively grants extra attacks to your units when a particular noble hero is nearby. You can also spend your hard-earned noble points to replenish damaged minions or even revive whole new units if your hero is aberrant. So basically, what that means is you can spend your points to basically bring models back in units and obviously summon in additional units if they're a certain type. So that means that the army revolves around your heroes, and my word, the two of the new army sets are great. The Warden is lethal in combat and a powerful wizard. He can zap himself and his Morgan Knights around with the Wings of Sheesh and drop out of the sky with his flying pals, the Royal Hunting Party. So the Aberrant, it has a spell called the Winds of Sheesh. So it's cast on a 6. It has a range of 9. If successfully cast, pick one friendly Flesh Eater's Courts unit that can fly and is wholly within range and visible to the caster. Remove this unit and the unit you picked from the battlefield and set them up again more than 9 inches from all enemy units and wholly within 9 inches of each other. Either unit can move in the following movement phase. So they can teleport and move, which is an interesting one. Unless that's really badly worded. So neither unit can move. So, yeah. I don't like that. So basically they can't move, but you basically got to teleport, casting them on 6. Pretty cool. And then the Royal Hunting Party is, instead of setting this unit up on the battlefield, you can place it to one side and say that it's circling the skies in reserve. If you do so, when you would set up a friendly Crypt Flayers or Moriheg Knights unit during deployment, that unit can join this unit circling the skies as a reserve unit. As a maximum of 1 unit can join this unit. So your hero can go in the sky, so essentially deep strike with 1 unit and the hero, which is pretty cool. The Vag Earth Courier is fast, tough, and dishes out a serious punch in combat. He's got 5 damage 2 attacks, not bad, and 1 damage 3 attack for a total of 6. Obviously, we'll need to see what hits and what wounds, but of course, add 1 attack to each weapon if he's affected by his or another hero's Feeding Frenzy, for a total of 8. And thanks to his King's Champion ability, you can add another 2 attacks each if he's hunting infantry, for a total of 12 attacks. Wow. And a potential output of 28 damage in 1 combat phase. That's just silly. The Moriheg Knights are terrifying when they bound in with the Shrieking Charge, spreading around mortal wounds before combat even begins. The Crypt Guard are seriously tanky with a 5-up ward save. Nice. And as a royal bodyguard, they help make your heroes tougher too. Combine that with a standard bearer, halving the amounts of models that flee, and it takes a long time to cut them down. So the Shrieking Charge on the new cavalry unit After this unit makes a charge move, you can pick one enemy unit within 1 inch of this unit. That enemy unit cannot receive the Unleash Hell command. I'll get back to that in a minute and how we can get around that. In addition, roll 1 dice for each model in this unit within 1 inch of an enemy unit, and for every 4+, inflict D3 mortal wounds. Now, first things first, this unit comes in what looks like units of 3, so it'll probably be 3, reinforce it to a 6. You're not really going to take a unit of 6 because coherency is probably going to start causing you problems, so you're going to have a unit of 3. So that's a potential of 3 dice, 4 pluses, so at the max, 3d3 mortal wounds. Now, with the Unleash Hell thing, it's a unit within 1 inch. So if they get into combat with, say, my Fusiliers are not going to be able to shoot at them with the Unleash Hell. But if you have a screen of Steel Helms in front and the Fusiliers are within 6 inches of this unit at the end of the charge phase, then they're going to be able to make that Unleash Hell, and they're not going to be affected because it's one enemy unit within 1 inch. Can't be affected by the Unleash Hell. So there's workarounds of getting around that. Just means that you need to screen properly against these things. What's more, before a game begins, Flesh Eater Courts pick a Delusion. Dan shows the Feast Day, which means Feeding Frenzy activates for heroes with 4 noble points, not for the full 6. This turns out to be a huge. Dan's army almost had an extra attack on every melee profile in combat, including a full-on slaughter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get the article and look at what these heroic deeds do. So, noble deeds. So as we know that when your heroes cast the spell on basically cause damage in combat or unbind spells and stuff like that, they generate these noble deed points, and they can have a maximum of 6 per hero. So each time a friendly Flesh Eater Courts hero successfully casts a spell and is not unbind, and give 1 noble point to that hero. Each time a prayer is chanted and it's answered, give 1 noble point to that hero. Each time a friendly Courts hero fights, after all of its attacks have been resolved, give that hero a number of noble points equal to the number of wounds or mortal wounds caused by that hero in that phase that were allocated to an enemy unit. Do not count wounds and mortal wounds caused by that hero's mount. So only them, not the mount, which is good. Each Flesh Eater Courts hero can have a maximum of 6 deeds at any one time, and it cannot be given any more until the number of noble points it has is reduced by 6. So they can only ever have 6 max. So one of the ones that you can perform enough double deeds, and nearby followers will enter a feverish state of jubilance, and themselves with freezing frenzy and recognition to their deeds leads, giving +1 attack in melee. So one of the battle traits is add 1 to attacks characteristics of melee models used by friendly Flesh Eater Courtiers units while they are wholly within 12 inches of any heroes that have 6 noble deeds. Now, there's obviously something there in the army that allows you to do that on a 4 noble points rather than 6, which is interesting to sort of see. And the other battle trait is at the end of the movement phase, each friendly courtier can spend 1 of their noble points to return a slain model to a serf unit, which is probably going to be things like your ghouls, your crypt ghouls. You're basically your kind of bog standard battle line units. Your knight units are going to be the new cavalry unit, and your big crypt flay horrors and stuff like that. That is within 10 inches of them, or 2 of their noble D points to turn a slain model to a knight unit within 10 inches of them. You can use this ability multiple times as long as the required noble deeds points are available. So serfs, as it says here in the article, a serf unit is like a crypt ghoul or a crypt guard can be returned, and a courtier is like one of the knight units, so like the crypt flayers, the crypt horrors, and the new Morag knight units. So that's kind of cool. And then you've got the Cod of Delusion. So In the first battle round, after the player has received their starting command points, but before the start of the first turn, you can pick one of the following delusions to apply during the battle. Crusading Army, add 1 to run and charge rolls, or Defending the Realm, add 1 to their save rolls for friendly Flesh Eater Courts units while they are contesting an objective that you control. Now, I'm going to bet that there's more of those delusions in the book, because it kind of mentioned one that triggers the feeding frenzy on a 4 noble points. So it's very interesting. Yeah, not a bad looking army, to be fair. So that's the new sort of teaser at the Flesh Eater Courts. Obviously, this weekend they go up on pre-order, and everyone that was given a copy of the book will more than likely be doing some reviews. I sadly do not. But there's probably going to be leaks of the book within the next few days. There already is. So definitely keep an eye out for any news on that. And if I'm able to get a hold of any of these leaks, I will do a video on it. They're a very cool, interesting looking army. I'm not really going to be doing them, but I know a lot of people that are. I would probably pick up 1 or 2 of them for some painting videos. If you want to see me paint some Flesh Eater Courts, let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, please like this video, drop a comment, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, and check out my members area. And I'll, look into some Flesh Eater Courts stuff for you. So I'll see you in the next video, people. Goodbye for now.